So this is the two versions of the Ulanzi 3. I think this is the version 2, this is the version 3. With the version 2, you would actually twist the cable. In the long run, nasisira niya yung port. With this version 3, you can plug your camera here without twisting needed on the cable. Sa gilid, makakakita ka ng pinaka-guide. Eksaktong-eksakto yung sukat nito sa plug ng mic adapter. Hindi mo siya mauuga. Remember, the problem with the V2, pag nagalaw tong cable, nagagalaw niya yung port. In a way, nasisira niya yung port. But with this one, there's no possibility for you to actually do damage on the port kasi hindi mo nga siya magagalaw. It's very tight. But then again, is this good for a helmet mount? Let's find out. Hello, good afternoon mga boss. This is BossTL again and welcome to my vlog. So today we are reviewing an important motovlogging equipment na lagi natin ginagamit. A primary requirement for motovlogging is a camera mounted on your helmet. Normally, the preference would be to mount it on your chin. Para ganyan. Para may driver's perspective yung usually yung shot ng cameras natin. So as a motovlogger, it is important to have a very good camera, but more importantly, a very good audio when using the camera. Kasi usually in motovlogging, mas nakakawalang gana manood ng vlog if the camera is good pero wala ka namang maintindihan sa audio.
Hindi totoo yan.
Like for example, wind noise, the usual problem. But in many cases, especially for the GoPro Hero series na 6, 7, and up, usually nagiging problem nila is the static in the sound.
Bola lang yan.
For quite many videos that we have already created, we have been using the GoPro Hero 7. So it has a very good stabilization already. The only problem with this camera, it's hard to actually connect an external mic dito without using an external adapter na exclusive para sa GoPro. You can only use this to make the external camera work with these cameras. So most motovloggers usually ang ginagamit nila is this Ulanzi case for the GoPro Hero 5, 6, and 7. This is a very good camera holder already. So as you can see, you could actually mount the camera here and the mic adapter at the bottom. So, ganyan na itsura niya. Then, you mount it on your chin. So, ika nga very compact na yung design niya. So, as you can see, medyo mahaba yung cable dito and the port ng USB nandito sa gilid. So, ang ginagawa na usually ng mga motovloggers is to twist it before ipasok to sa USB port ng GoPro. The problem with this setup is that etong cable ni mic adapter matigas. What does that mean? In the long run, dahil sa matigas tong cable, it is actually forcing or twisting the port itself. So somehow, in the long run na lagi mong gamit itong camera na to, nagkakaroon ng problema yung hinang ng port sa loob do sa pinaka motherboard niya.
Hindi totoo yan.
So anong magiging effect nun? So, karamihan ng gumagamit nito is nasisira lagi yung port. So, ang nagiging case nun is hindi na-detect ng GoPro yung external mic adapter. Or, in some cases, ma-detect man yung adapter or yung mic, the problem is yung quality of the audio being produced. Hindi na siya ganun kaganda. For example, for my case, this is relatively new. This GoPro is relatively new. It is starting to show symptoms na masisira na yung port. Example niyan is nagkakaroon na ng static every time na nababangga to. I noticed this when I was actually on my runs sa expressways. So, during high speed, malakas ang hangin. Napapansin ko may parang popcorn na or static na naririnig sa audio. It doesn't really sound good. So, isa yon. Then, when I am speaking medyo on high volume, parang sabog na yung salita, hindi na siya buo. So the audio quality is turning bad already. Pag nag-continue yun, then sooner or later, the port will give out hanggang sa point na hindi na talaga siya madedetect. Okay? So, this is the usual problem ng ganitong klaseng Ulanzi case. So, sa haba na nasabi ko, no? So, lately, it was brought to my attention by Jeric P, our co-motovlogger. So, shout out kay Boss Jeric P. So, he pointed out that there is possible alternative for the Ulanzi case, which is with the Ulanzi version 3. So, this is the two versions of the Ulanzi 3. I think this is the version 2, this is the version 3. So, main difference, first of all, this is made of plastic, this is made of aluminum. One of the main observable difference agad is it used to be before the case is below the camera, like this one. In the new version, it is mounted on top of the camera, like this. So, bakit naging importante yung ganun difference? As I mentioned earlier, with the version 2, yung nasa ilalim pa yung mic adapter, dahil sa haba netong cable na to, the tendency is you would actually twist the cable before attaching it to the camera. But then, may tension dito sa cable. The tension itself is causing a pressure on the port of the camera, na in the long run, nasisira niya yung port because of the twisting tension here. So, the main difference with the version 2 with this version 3 is that the mic adapter is already mounted dun sa ibabaw ng camera. So, technically, you can actually plug your camera here without really much twisting needed on the cable. Now, the other main highlight of this camera case is that sa gilid, makakakita ka ng pinaka-guide nung ating plug for the mic adapter. So, eksaktong-eksakto yung sukat nito sa plug ng mic adapter. Kung mapapansin mo, ugain ko siya, hindi mo siya mauuga. Remember, the problem with the V2, pag nagalaw tong cable, nagagalaw niya yung port. So, in a way, nasisira niya yung port. But with this one, there's no possibility for you to actually, do damage on the port kasi hindi mo nga siya magagalaw. It's very tight. So, let's try to mount the camera already. So, kung ilalagay mo yung camera dito, sukat na sukat naman siya. So, ganyan lang. I-slide mo lang yung back plate. So, that makes the camera secured on the camera case. Then, you plug in the end of the cable directly into the hole here at the side. That is completely aligned to the port of the camera. So, this is how it would appear when mounted. The advantage of this camera holder or camera case is that this camera has two provisions for the cold shoe mount. Meron on top for your mic, and you have another one on the side para if ever you plan to put lighting. That would be very useful if you plan to use this as vlogging equipment. Like for example, handheld vlogging equipment, you have the camera here to light you up and you have the mic on top, right? But then again, is this good for a helmet mount or a helmet camera case? Let's find out. So basically, if you plan to use this camera case for your helmet mount camera, the first consideration you have to consider is the weight. So this one is made of plastic and this one is made of aluminum. So definitely there would be weight difference. So tignan natin kung ano yung magiging difference ng weight. So immediately, kung papakiramdaman mo yung Ulanzi case na made of plastic and the one that is made of aluminum, ramdam mo agad that this one is quite heavier than the plastic one. Pero para sigurado tayo, sukatin natin yung weight ng bawat isa. I have here a weighing scale. So let's start with the Ulanzi first. So as you could see, the weight of the Ulanzi version 2 case, the plastic, is around 42 grams. So 41.9, let's round it off to 42. So this one is 42 grams. Now let's try out the aluminum case. Okay, The aluminum case is around 119. So from there, you could actually immediately say this one is definitely heavier by as much as almost 3 times the weight nito. Consider this, right? Your helmet mount is attached to your helmet only with adhesive tape, right? So as much as possible, we want our camera to be light. Otherwise, if it's heavy, the tendency is magiging extra load dito sa chin mount adhesive natin. If I would be using this, I need to make sure that it is tethered to the helmet just in case na bumigay yung tape nito, kasi sa bigat nito there is a tendency na tipong baka masira yung pagkakadikit nito. That's one risk that you have to consider. So another thing na tipong you have to consider, ang problem that I noticed when I tried mounting this one is madulas siya. Even if I try to tighten this ng mahigpit na mahigpit, there is still some movement. I don't know if it's a problem with aluminum being, madulas siya dito. Pero definitely, unlike dun sa plastic one, this one still has movements even if I tightened it already. Kasi ang tendency niyan, if you're driving hard or driving fast, this camera holder would probably, move back and you would actually lose the line of sight that you have for your camera. So that's another disadvantage, right? Now, aside from the movement of the camera, so let's try setting this camera up as if natipong gagamitin natin. No? So I placed the camera already here. I plugged in the mic adapter. So the thing you have to do is you plug in the microphone, right? So when you are using this, when you are using your camera, the first thing you have to note is that hindi naman laging naka-on yung camera natin. So to conserve battery, we have to turn on and off the camera whenever we need to. And isa sa ma-observe mo, because the placement of the adapter is on top of the camera at ang pindutan ng GoPro natin is nasa ibabaw, it would be hard to actually reach into the play button and stop button on top of the camera. Pagkakasya mo. Just imagine you're wearing this camera, sisiksik mo yung camera mo ganyan just to turn it on and off, right? Sa ngayon, okay lang kasi I am using my bare finger to actually, try to press the play button. Just imagine if I'm using a glove. Yan. Meron na tayong gloves. Now, the problem with using a gloves is mas malaki-laki na yung daliri mo, di ba? Now, you could still reach into the gap between the adapter and the camera, pero medyo mas hassle na siya, medyo mas masikip na. It's even actually hard to actually press the button here. Medyo may extra effort na. If I'm using my GoPro, normally I don't put battery in my GoPro. Bakit? Kasi normally I don't want to change battery every often. So what I usually do is I put a USB cable here and attach it to my power bank. That would serve as my battery, so mas matagal ko siyang ipi-play. So ganito yon. Ganyan. So meron tayong USB cable here and this one is attached to my power bank. This now makes it more difficult for me to reach into the play button ng camera. It makes it harder for me to turn on and off the camera whenever I want to. So given this camera holder of the Ulanzi version 3, can we actually say that this is an improvement over the version 2 of the Ulanzi case? Well, let me put it this way. If the main purpose of this one is to actually solve the problem of the issue ng movement tung plug ng mic adapter to the USB port ng GoPro, definitely this is an improvement, right? But then again, doing so, it actually brought more problems than it is already right now. For example, this one is too heavy, 3 times heavier than the version 2, right? Secondly, it actually is obstructing your access to the play button ng camera, which is a big deal when you are doing motovlogging. So what's my final verdict for the Ulanzi version 3 for GoPro Hero 5, 6, and 7? Well, at a price of around 1,200 pesos, this is much more expensive than the version 2, which is around 600 pesos only, right? If you plan to use this for motovlogging, I wouldn't really recommend it, but that's my opinion, right? It's only my opinion. It actually solved this problem, but it actually produces other problems as well. So I wouldn't really be using this one in place of the version 2. But if you are planning to use this as a vlogging equipment, na tipong handheld, then definitely this would be recommendable. So I'm not really an expert, so don't take my word for it. But then again, it's up to you if you would want to buy it. But for me, I will not be using this probably for my helmet mount camera. So probably you could still opt to use it, pero nasa inyo na yun. So yun lang. Hello mga boss, kung naalala nyo from my previous vlog kung saan nireview ko yung Ulanzi V3, sabi ko hindi ko gagamitin, di ba? I still prefer the Ulanzi V2, this one yung plastic one, pero para mapakinabangan ko yung V3, may onting modifications ako ginawa doon sa V2 para ika nga makuha ko pa rin yung dahilan kung bakit ko binili yung V3 in the first place. So remember doon sa V3, ang sabi ko, ang advantage nun is meron siya sa gilid ng pinaka-guide ng USB port, di ba? Yung plug ng mic adapter. So ang ginawa ko, kinuha ko yon at inilagay ko dito. So yun lang yung pinakinabangan ko dun. So may onting modifications akong ginawa dito sa case na to para maikabit ko to completely aligned dun sa USB port ng Hero 7. So right now, nakadikit lang siya. This is aluminum, this is plastic. Dinikit ko lang siya ng mighty band. So baka dagdagan ko pa ng onting mighty band and I'll probably put in some epoxy. Pero I'll only do that once na na-confirm ko na this is completely aligned sa USB port ng Hero 7. So far, tinesting natin, okay naman. So pinatutuyo lang natin to, then we'll try to strengthen the adhesion here by adding more reinforcement. So yun, at least hindi mapupunta sa total waste yung V3 na binili natin na pagkamahal-mahal. Anyway, hopefully this would work. So yun lang yung update ko for now. So test fit natin, dapat swak na swak. Yun. So anyway, shout out muna tayo. So I haven't actually been doing shout outs in my, in my other vlogs kasi normally I ride, hindi ko maisip na gumawa. So but then again, this is a good chance for me to do shout outs. So let me do shout outs for the following people. So shout out tayo kay Boss Daryl Gopo ng Tayabas, Quezon. So we were doing endurance challenge at that time do sa Tayabas. We stopped over for our lunch, basically dinner na yun ni Moto Rapid, and nakilala tayo ni Sir Daryl. Shout out to you, boss. Salamat po sa pag-entertain sa amin, pagkasikaso sa amin while we were eating dinner. Alright, shout out kay BossTL PH. So we have so I have been noticing him commenting to my videos, and it is really heartwarming with all those messages that you have sent. So shout out to you, boss. Thanks for the comments. Also shout out kay Elmer Mirano. Si Elmer kasi dating ka-office mate ko, and I'm actually considering him as one of the main influence kung bakit ako nag-start mag-motovlogging back in 2016. Hindi ko nga lang tinuloy-tuloy. But then again, he was the main influence kung bakit ako nag-try mag-motovlog before. Shoutout sa iyo, boss Elmer. Also, shoutout kay Boss Che Motovlog. Shoutout to you, boss. Ride safe always. And also, shoutout to Boss Ilro. I would probably assume his name is Boss Orly. So, baliktarin na lang natin. So, shoutout to you, Boss Orly. So, thank you for your message. It is heartwarming. And also shout out to our sponsor, Boss J-Nuts. J-Nuts Motovlog, Sir Boss Jeff. Salamat sa pag-sponsor. Shoutout din nga pala sa kaibigan natin sa Bagong Silang, si Sir Mark at si Boss Led, ang mga tropa ni Boss J-Nuts. So shoutout sa inyo. And also shoutout sa dalawa nating bagong subscribers na nakilala natin sa KTM Quezon Avenue. So shoutout kay Sir Ed and Sir Mike. So hopefully I could meet you again next time na pumunta ako ng KTM. Alright, boss? So yun lang mga boss. So I guess that would be all for this episode. Thank you for watching. Hopefully may nakuha kayong information dito sa vlog natin ngayon. Pasensya nyo na kung maingay yung aso ng kapitbahay natin. But then again, everything's good. So I guess that would be it. We will be ending our vlog here. So anyway, if you guys are new to my channel, please do subscribe to BossTL PH and click that notification bell to be notified of our new uploads. Alright? So as I always say, stay awesome, stay safe. Bye for now.